on my way now. I'm on my way now. I'm on my way now.
Hello everyone and welcome to the channel. If you happen to be new around here, my name is Trevor and this is Anna. We are the Delightful Travelers. Make sure to hit subscribe and click on the little tiny bell for our now Turkish adventures.
Yeah, we, as Trevor just said, still here in Turkey. We're in a new town today called Çeşme. It is oh so cute, right on the water. Cannot wait to explore. So we were previously over in Alacati, which is only about a 15-minute drive from here. It's really not far at all. You could definitely stay in one and visit the other quite easily, but we decided to spend a few days in Alacati and a few days in Çeşme. And to be honest, Alacati gets a lot more publicity. I think it seems to be way more famous than this town itself. And I'm not quite sure why. I'm really enjoying this town. We weren't quite sure what to expect, but it's quite lovely.
The contrast is there's not many people here compared to Alacati.
Yeah, Alacati was packed with people, especially in the evenings. Here, I mean, there's quite a few people around, but nothing crazy by any means.
I think one of the reasons this place is so quiet is it's now, well into September, and we're told the season just kind of ends in a lot of these places around September 1st-ish. So yeah, shoulder season is where it's at if you don't want to be amongst the crowds, huh?
Yeah, we were also told that in Alacati, things actually do legitimately shut down at some point. Not quite sure when we were there, it was about September 10th or so.
Yeah.
And there were some restaurants that were actually closing for the season, but some people here in Çeşme have told us that it totally shuts down in the wintertime, like nobody lives there. That's really interesting, whereas here in Çeşme, it's more of a residential area.
This place kind of stays open. I'm sure some restaurants close, but we were told by a local that, yeah, Çeşme is kind of open year-round. Take a look at this. There's this big public space here with hundreds of chairs. So yeah, I like the way they're thinking here in Çeşme.
Yeah, I don't think, as far as I can understand, this is not a business. This, I think, is set up by the town. You don't see this very often. Oftentimes, you know, you go, this isn't quite the beach, but it's right on the water. You go to the beach areas or the water areas and there's lounge chairs that you have to pay for. Here they have like these Adirondack style chairs looking out into the ocean. There's literally a way that you can there's a set of stairs over there to go into the water if you want to go swimming.
The other thing you get here is some really incredible views of the town itself. You're gonna see a ferry in the background as well. So this is one of those kind of ferry towns where you can get over to Greece. We're actually looking at Chios or Chios. We're not sure how to pronounce that yet. It's one of the reasons why we're here. At some point we are going to go back over to Greece. I think we already said that in another video, but we're going to keep enjoying Turkey in the meantime.
I see some very dark big clouds over Chios at the moment. Hopefully by the time we get there in about another week's time, it'll be great weather. We usually end up having really great weather every time we go to Greece. I feel like we probably spent quite a few months in total when we add up all the time we spent in Greece and maybe had like 3 or 4 days of rain. So hopefully it stays the same this time. Speaking of weather, you might be wondering, what's it like here in September in Turkey? It's been really good so far. We've been here, I think, almost 2 weeks at this point, and it's been mostly sunny every day. When we were in Izmir, it was like above 30 every day. In Alacati, it was around 30-ish, and this week we find it's a little bit cooler, so like 27, 28 every day. Yesterday it actually started off quite cloudy and windy, but it cleared up throughout the day. And then last night there were some crazy thunderstorms, a lot of rain, but we woke up today and it's sunny.
That was the first time we had rain in 2 weeks.
Totally, yeah. So we were just talking about ferries, but I'm pretty sure that right over there is a cargo ship. Speaking of cargo ships, I read something really interesting about this town. At least I found it was interesting. Maybe you guys will as well. Right now, Izmir is kind of like the main port around here, but historically, this town itself was really important because it was the end of the Silk Road. I thought that was really fascinating. So basically, the Silk Road was a massive trading route that went, I think, pretty sure all the way to China and to here. And this is where they shipped everything over to Europe. So it was like spices and silk and all those things that they wanted to bring from Asia over into Europe.
Coming up on some of the restaurants now, just look how empty it is at the moment. Like even a couple days ago, this was a lot busier.
Yeah, sometimes September is such a good month to travel to Europe. We heard that things were absolutely crazy this summer, and we did ask around to some locals, and they said places like this are just packed in July and August.
Yeah, one thing we're thinking about doing though, we've been eyeing these tour boats. No promises, but we might go on a tour.
No, we really want to do one. It all depends on the weather and everything, but fingers crossed that will be our next video. I really hope so.
I think when people think of Turkey, they don't actually think of incredible beaches, and we can tell you even from our videos from, well, many years ago now, we've been to some. They're amazing. And I guess around this area, there's a whole bunch of other ones, little secret coves. It looks like the Caribbean in a way. So we're kind of excited to maybe do one of these tours.
I really hope it works out. Weather, please cooperate.
I know, pray to the weather gods. You probably noticed this beautiful walkway here right in the town. It's pretty amazing. It stretches across the whole place, but look at these fishing boats as well. Like, there's no shortage of these. I mean, some are fishing boats, some are not. But one question, we were just talking, and we're not boat people, but it seems like everywhere you go in the world, people name their boats.
Yeah, I'm curious how that actually became a tradition and how it's spread throughout the world. So, question for you guys, have you ever been to a place in the world where people do not name their boats?
I'd be very curious, and if they did, why? Just to go against the grain?
Yeah.
Probably. Or what would you name a boat if you owned one? One thing about this place is there's no shortage of these little guys. He's being shy though. Usually they're pretty friendly.
Well, he seems pretty like intent on something down there. I don't know what. I see garbage, but I don't know if he's very much, or she is into something.
Hello, kitty. Are you a nice cat? Do you think it's a nice one?
Yeah.
Yep. It's a nice one.
One thing I will say about all of Turkey that we've been to anyway, there are lots of cats and they seem to be very well taken care of. We haven't seen any cats that are in like really bad shape. I think most of the restaurants and people feed them. Often on the side of the road you'll see a bunch of cat food, so I think they're very well looked after and they just seem really, really friendly. Like, we always have cats coming up to us. Sometimes they jump on your lap and say hello, so if you're a cat person, you're gonna love Turkey.
Well, you probably noticed the Atat Turk sign here now. If you're coming to Turkey, you're gonna see his name and his face all over the place.
And a lot of streets named after us.
A lot of streets. He's in a very important figure here. We're not going to get into the politics of it all, but he was like the founding father of modern day Turkey.
Yeah, and in a lot of towns they love him here. Again, not going to get into the major politics of it, but yeah, you're going to see lots. You're going to see that name a lot.
Yeah, when we first got here, we just kept seeing the name over and over, and we're like, okay, we have to learn more about this guy.
Yeah.
Well, we found this gorgeous little beach here, right in the middle of town. How about that?
I love beach or like a nice town on the water that actually has a beach at it. I think I noticed it on the map when we were first looking here, and I did consider staying down in this area, and now that we see it for the first time, I kind of regret that we're staying a little bit outside of town.
We will take you guys to our place to show you where we're staying, because I know you guys always like that. A little later in the video, probably towards the end. But yeah, while we're out exploring, and honestly just coming across beaches like this, we're a little bit shocked. I didn't think this one would be this nice, and I don't mind it at all, do you?
Yeah, so again, going back into like the shoulder season, summertime, I wonder if in July and August is this beach just packed with people? Like right now there's maybe 20 people here at the most?
Yeah, it doesn't even make sense. So I fully expected this to be packed with at least 100 or 200 people and chairs, but this is great. This is chill. This is right up our alley, just low-key vibes.
Yeah, and the other day when we were in Alacati, we did go to the beach there, which is a little bit farther from town. Yeah. So if you are comparing the two towns, I would say this has the benefit of having the beach right in town, but we did test the water when we were at that other beach.
It was warm. This is probably warm too. Well, it's time to grab some lunch, and we stopped into this little place, which is not that busy, but the reason we came here is to get this guy. This is a Kumru. I think I'm saying that right. It's basically a sandwich, as you can tell. It's loaded up with all the meat. Take a look at the meat inside here. One of the meats is sucuk, which is a Turkish sausage, and there's also salami. You can see a tomato. There's cheese. The bread's a little bit like simit, I believe, and it's also, this sandwich is unique to Çeşme. But enough talking about all of that stuff. I'm absolutely starving. It's close to 2 o'clock in the afternoon. It's time to eat. Let's do it. Yeah. This thing is just loaded up with flavor. It just kind of smacks you across the face. It's so delicious. The sausage is super tender. And one thing I noticed right away is I don't believe there's sauce on this. So it's basically the basic ingredients working together. You got really good cheese. You got very flavorful sausage and salami, the tomato, and the bread. The bread is really fresh as well. And the sandwich size is pretty big. I'm glad it's big because the price was a little bit on the higher side. I know we're in a touristy area, but I didn't expect it would cost that much, especially since it's like a local sandwich.
I'm pretty certain that when we were walking around Izmir last week, we would see these all the time in like little tiny kiosks just everywhere. The thing about buying them that way is that they'd be probably made in the morning. I don't imagine they have a way to heat them up, so you would just eat them like right, I guess just cold. The nice thing about coming to an actual restaurant is they just made this fresh. It's so warm. I wish you guys could feel that. It's just like perfectly fresh. I think as Trevor said, the bread is probably made today because it feels really, really good. My fingers just kind of sink right into it. Also, can we just point out the color of the sausage on there? It's like this beautiful red color. Love the sausage here in Turkey. Sucuk, I think is how you pronounce it. And there's also salami on there as well. As Trevor mentioned, cheese looks really good. Enough talking though. I'm going to try this as well. I had to take a couple of bites there to make sure I got all the ingredients, get to try everything. First off, I will say it stays together really, really well. You would think having all that stuff on it, it would start squishing around a little bit. And maybe that's the benefit of not having any sauce on there, is it doesn't get too messy, but it does not need sauce, which I'm really impressed with, because you would think right off that it might be a little bit dry, but it's not at all. The cheese definitely helps with that. I was looking at it and I thought it kind of looks like halloumi or something like that, but it doesn't have that flavor. It's really, really soft and really mild, and it's nice. Tomatoes really good on there too. I'm sometimes on the fence about tomatoes on a sandwich, but it works really well in this case.
Well, we've just come over to a castle here that's right in the middle of town. It's the Çeşme Castle. We're starting it with some crazy steep stairs.
Yeah, I'm trying not to pay attention to what you're doing so that I don't fall up the stairs.
Yeah, but this place is big and we're gonna go have a look around. Well, this might be the first time I've seen cannonballs next to cannons. Of course, you're not going to be able to use those. Someone's looking at views over here.
You get some really nice, we're not even at the top point yet, and you already get some really nice views. You can see the ocean out there everywhere we just walked to. What can you say about a town that has a castle in the middle of it? Like, it doesn't get better than that, does it? There is, of course, a museum here that will have all the history on it, but to make things a little bit easier for you guys, I looked stuff up before and I have a little bit of history on my phone about this castle. So it was built in 1508 by the Ottoman Empire. There had actually been attacked a couple of times by the Venetians. That'll probably come as no surprise to anyone that's spent any amount of time in this area, and they were attacked in 1472 and 1501, so they built the castle after that as a precaution.
We're just coming into the Naval War Hall now. Take a look at this. You can see some of the weapons, this giant sword. You have replicas of some of the ships there. Yeah, this is fascinating. It almost feels like we're in the museum, but it's not, but there's lots of history here.
I'm assuming this is part of the museum. Probably every room is devoted to something. This is actually the Russian-Turkish War that took place in the 1700s.
You got a castle cat. Excuse me, sir, did you pay admission to get in here?
Yes, that's a yes.
That's definitely a yes.
That was a for sure, yes.
Castle cat.
Yeah.
Just trying to figure out what this is. I believe it might be a toilet.
It looks a little bit like a squat toilet, does it not? It's like a place for your feet. I don't know.
And a hole in the ground.
I don't see any signs that say anything, but maybe.
It really does feel like we have the town to ourselves, like we're just walking around this, old castle. I don't think there's anyone even here but us at the moment. It's Wednesday in the middle of September. Maybe it's always like this. I don't know if the weekends are way busier, but I'm certainly not going to complain about that. There's all this stuff leaned up against the castle wall here, and we're trying to figure out what it is. I don't know if it's like parts of the castle or what it is.
Could be. It all has like writing on it that obviously we cannot read.
You can't read that. One thing I did notice though, there's like little red markings on dates on some of these. Like if I go over here, I noticed this. So I don't know if it's like, yeah, they found these and I guess just put them on display.
Could be, yeah.
Well, we've just stumbled into a garden. Like we're on a whole other level of the castle now. And yeah, you would not know this is here as we're just kind of walking around.
Didn't expect this.
Did not
at all. It's really pretty up here. Do you think it was like this in the 1500s? Do you think they planted a garden?
Yeah. I mean, if you were down in the town, you wouldn't even know people were up here. So, interesting. It's pretty clever, I would say. Well, we're getting the workout in today, huh?
Yeah.
That's a lot of stairs. A lot of stairs. Whew, out of breath, but this looks like it could be, what, a theater?
It kind of looks like a theater. It's just facing a wall, so it does seem like someone would make an announcement here or have a performance here and everybody could sit right here.
Yeah.
It's super neat. At this point, we're actually a few stories up, and it's funny when you're outside looking at it, you don't realize how high it goes in the back or how much you're going to have to climb when you get in here, and I think it's because this whole castle is basically built on a hill. So when you were looking at it from the ground, it doesn't quite look like it. You really realize it as you start to climb the stairs.
Wow, we really do have a 360 view of Çeşme right now. Look at this little selfie. I don't know if that's like take a selfie or
that's a suggestion. Yes.
Or be careful.
I
don't fall.
know. Maybe both.
Whew, now I feel like we're really high up. This castle is deceiving you guys. I think I said it before in videos, but sometimes when I'm, I don't know, really high up, I kind of get like, you know, weak in the knees, butterflies or whatever. Didn't have that until I got right to the top. How are you doing?
I'm good right here, looking over there.
It's
like
the
on
rails.
The walkway. It freaks me out.
It does.
We'll see if I can do that. I don't know.
This is the part we were talking about. Anna, how you?
I'm actually fine.
Oh God.
It's not nearly as bad. If it was narrow, I think it would be a lot worse. There's a lot of space here, so I don't feel like I'm gonna fall.
Me on the other hand, I don't know. Look at that way, you guys. It's pretty steep. I'm just focus. Pretend I'm not holding the camera. Watch where I'm going. Don't trip and don't fall.
Well, I think it's time to head for some shade. I'm definitely sweating a little bit from the heat and also just walking around here, all the stairs and everything. But this is definitely worth visiting. I don't think we said it cost €6 per person. It was like 452 liras for the two of us. So pretty good price, especially like there's this ton to do here. You could probably spend 2 hours here if you actually wanted to go in and see all the museum pieces and everything, but we love just walking around seeing the view. We did mention earlier in the video we're going to show you where we're staying, so let's head there now.
Well, we're back at our place here, and you can see we have this fantastic pool that we've been spending a lot of time in. But right now we're in a room and we're going to show you guys around. We're getting a pretty good bang for your buck with this place.
Yeah, if you watched our last video, we spent a lot more money in Alacati, so we decided coming here we need to be a little bit better with the budget. So this place was only 65 US a night, which I think is pretty good, especially for what you get, including that gorgeous pool, which is pretty busy, but we managed to get seats out there yesterday and hung out for a good portion of the day. We do have a little kitchen, so that was kind of the benefit here. We got a fridge, a little stovetop, a microwave. They actually didn't have a desk in here, but we just asked for one and they brought this really nice desk out.
Yeah, the desk is great, and guess what? They have good internet as well, like pretty fast internet for this part of the world. I would say we didn't have good luck in the last place. We had no internet, so I know there's fast internet over here, but it was a bummer in the last place because, you know, we make these videos. Here we have a king size bed. There's like kind of a little coat hanger rack system over there, and you might be wondering if we have a view. I mean, this is pretty good. There's a nice little patio there, but we haven't really used it that much.
If you did get a room like on the other side of the building, you'd have an amazing ocean view, but that costs more money, and we did try to stay on the budget this time. So that was a sacrifice we made, which I'm totally cool with.
So bathroom is next. We'll show you guys that.
Yeah, really good bathroom. Tons of storage space, which we really appreciate because you can see our stuff gets literally everywhere. And then toilet over here and a nice walk-in shower on the side.
So you guys heard us talk about prices a lot so far here throughout the Turkish videos. We got a little sticker shock. The prices are a little higher than we remember, but here we're happy to report it's like a tiny bit lower than Izmir and Alacati.
A little bit. Just
Like-
a tiny bit. I wouldn't say it's a lot cheaper, but we can stay in a nice hotel like this for quite a bit cheaper. We spent probably double that, if not more, in Alacati. But it was a really nice place, but the room was a lot smaller. But food prices, a little bit cheaper here.
Definitely cheaper. If you're eating at local places, we find those to be less expensive than the other places. Although, I mean, in Alacati, we did eat at a couple local places as well, and they were on the lower cost of things.
Yeah, but you can definitely find some like waterfront restaurants here that have okay prices for beer and cocktails. Okay, I'm not gonna say good, but okay.
Yeah, we've yet to find, I know like in the Western world where we're from, people will ask, yeah, is there any deals or happy hours or things like that? Not really. I mean, maybe here and there, but in general, you kind of got to go on the hunt for that stuff. So don't expect that if you're coming here, but expect great hospitality and just amazing scenery. Turkish people are so nice. They can, if you're wondering if they can speak English, most of them seem to be able to, the younger ones.
Here and there, it depends. Sometimes I say hit or miss, but that's fine. We enjoy having like fun interactions with people when you can't really communicate and you just figure it out.
It's a lot of fun. So we're hoping you guys are really liking the video so far. There's more videos coming up. We don't exactly know what the next video is going to be. We're hoping for that tour if the weather plays out, but if not, I'm sure we'll be up to something out. The Turkish videos are not finished here.
All right, guys, that's it.
From Chef's Penny, wishing you delightful travels.
See you soon.
Oh,